Hey, you made it! Like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel, and then leave a comment when you thank me later.
Previously, on the Captain Save a Home mini-series, The Event.
It's all right here. Give it a look-see.
Go ahead. You will not regret it.
Captain, I had a couple of guys move the tree that was here. They tore up the irrigation plumbing in the process. They didn't put it back together and didn't fill the hole. I'm going to need your help in finishing what they started.
Bella, you need to quit rewarding poor workmanship. Yeah, this kind of shit's starting to make me look good. When the guys removed the tree to relocate it, they didn't use any precision or consideration. They just started cutting away, and then they didn't even put it back together and cover the hole back up. They just tossed it into a pile next to the hole. So now it's our job to figure out what the hell they were thinking. Janice, let's see what we have to work with.
Scans indicate that all components are present. I am mapping out the original configuration now.
But unfortunately, not everybody has a Janice to help them with their projects.
So first, we're going to have to take all the puzzle pieces that we have and see what matches up.
Aspects of a project like this, where attention to details to recreate what needs to be in place, usually require us to include forensic analyst and archaeologist as job titles and special skill sets.
We've got some pieces that are broken off. We've got some pieces that are cut off. We'll be able to match up the cuts, the printing, and the breaks. And that'll tell us exactly where everything goes with what we've got. That one doesn't quite match. Like this, to some degree, possibly. The one here looks like it may match up here. And the reason I say it may match up here, because we would end up matching striations. And it seems like those striations fit together. And then we've got this one here, there. That's how everything ties together. Everything's laid out. We should be fine. We know where everything goes. And then start being able to put stuff back together.
If there's dirt inside the lines, that dirt is going to have to be flushed out. That can be done with either turning the water on to those stations that are open, and also taking something small enough to fit into the PVC to kind of scrape the debris out. This will minimize some of the issues that might affect the sprinkler heads once everything's put back together.
And if it's hard to get that first cut in, what you do is you just kind of put a little bit of pressure and then kind of spin your cutter a little bit, and that will help it get that bite. You're going to put enough PVC glue in there, smear it in real good, and you're also going to want to put the PVC glue on the pipe itself. And when you put the pipe to the fitting, you always want to turn it about 90 degrees, and that will smear the glue where it needs to be. We've got quite a bit of pipe here, so we want to, of course, use as much of it as possible that we already have. That way it doesn't hurt our cost. So whenever possible, always try to use what you already have. Next piece is a T, so we're going to need to get that in. The original configuration actually showed the T being right up against it. What we're going to do is we're going to give it a little bit more room, just for the simple fact fittings shouldn't be back to back like that in case there needs to be some sort of repairs that need to take place. If you're dealing with thinner PVC, I would suggest you get the schedule 40 and replace as much of it as possible wherever you're working, because the thin PVC obviously is going to be a lot more brittle and a lot more problematic. But before you glue anything in, make sure that your lengths are going to make it, because if you glue it in and the piece is too short, either you're going to have to use another fitting, or you're going to have to cut behind the new fitting itself to start over. Alright, if you have the pipes overlapping, like here, what you want to do is you want to cut this pipe just on this side of this pipe, and then cut this pipe on this side of this pipe. It'll give you a good indication of where you'll be when you put your corner in. Now, there's not much we're going to be able to do as far as spinning this fitting, but as long as you really goop it up with the glue and then kind of press it into place and then hold it, I would say for a good minute, it will be enough to make that connection. With that on there, we're going to tighten everything up here. Our channel locks go. That's done. And while we're here, I noticed this too. There's a big hole here. Somebody hit it with a shovel.
Everything's put back together, and now it's time to do a leak test to make sure everything's good to go before we start filling in the hole.
Well, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. You got that there all fingered out, even without the voice lady. By the way, where'd she go? I ain't heard from her since the beginning.
Apologies, Joseph. I am currently occupied with another task.